Chinese EHang Holdings Limited reported their earnings last week. Let's look at the price action on the daily chart. And price gapped up only to go down, only to go back up, but close red for the day. And then on Friday, price gapped higher and for the previous close and went higher, closing at $17.60. Scrolling out, let's put this price action in perspective. Scrolling out to the weekly chart, you have resistance support down at the $10 level, and on the upside you have resistance at the $26 level, and price is right in the middle. Typically when you are trading in the middle of, say, two imbalance levels, right here the sellers are in control, down here the buyers are in control, right here the buyers and sellers are evenly distributed, you have to expect choppiness. Let's get into this article. As I didn't realize, but you have some big boys on Wall Street that are in the stock big time. So shares of the Chinese eVTOL company EHang was up more than 55% so far this year, despite the recent release of a short report by Hindenburg Research. Now, Hindenburg Research has been putting out reports on various companies. The one that comes to mind is Icon recently, where he caused the demolish of the stock price and caused call to have to raise more capital just to kind of keep the business afloat. In the report, in this case, Hindenburg accused the company of having a misleading order book while trading at a valuation way above its competitors. The short seller also pointed out EHang's cumulative research and development expenses, which pale in comparison to its competitors. As the company released its third quarter earnings this past week, again, for the period, revenue tallied in at $3.9 million, up by 250% year over year. Unsurprisingly, EHang remained unprofitable, reporting a net loss of $9.2 million, which improved from the net loss of $10.69 million a year ago. All right, so tracking institutional ownership is important as these large investors provide liquidity and support for stocks. During Q3, 5813F filers disclosed a stake in EHang stock, an increase of 7 filers from the prior quarter. These filers own an aggregate of 9.61 million shares, down slightly from 9.62 million shares during the second quarter. Overall, 13F ownership of EHang stock will remain low. Still, hedge funds seem to be picking up interest in EHang. They own about 458,000 shares as of Q3, up by 53% when compared to their prior ownership of about 300,000 shares. Now, the big ones for me that stand out is Vanguard. They own 1.54 million shares. They acquired 24,000 shares during the third quarter. And State Street, they own 1.1 million shares. State Street acquired 47,000 shares during Q3. So kind of going back to the charts, we haven't looked at price action on the monthly chart, so let's look at that. And see how price bottomed out back in October of last year. You had a drop in price, 2 basic candle, and then a surge higher. Now, potentially you have the similar pattern taking shape. You got a rallying price, basing, dwindling down, and a rallying price, basing, dwindling down, and potentially you're going to have another rally in price, right? Again, $26 is a nice figure to take some off the table if you happen to get in that $10 range. Again, the company's not profitable as of yet, but if you believe in eVTOL over the long term and the Chinese market in particular, you know, stock could see down the road and could revisit, all-time highs. Again, this is going out in that $100 range, especially if Chinese government starts stimulating their economy. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. Please like the video.